Alright, Shalom. We give all praises unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Makar Kadash. Blessings and salutations to the elect, Mr. Quine, and double honors to our apostles, slash elders, which are Jim Mess who rule well. This is more of a response video. Nothing not really to land back or anything on, but just to just raise awareness to it, because there's nothing really to add to what the brothers just said, but I really want to emphasize on certain points that the brothers put out, the GMS Dallas brothers, and I'll put the link in the video description box, okay? So I really want to go into, there's a point that the brothers made, with the order, having faith, being spiritual, and those are key points. And it leads me to this scripture here. It says, 1 Thessalonians 5:12, it says, and we beseech you, brethren, to know them which labor among you and are over you in the Lord, and admonish you. So once you go into the word admonish here, that word admonish is Strong's Concordance.
Strong's G 3560, Nutheteo.
All right, Nutheteo. To admonish, to warn, to exhort. Other words it says same as Strong's G 3559. To put in mind, by implication, to caution, to reprove gently, admonish, warn. Now we're in a time that even admonishment tends to offend brothers, man, which shouldn't be so. You should be able to be talked to. A brother should be able to warn you. And the problem is that brothers become legends in their own minds, or you get carnal at times, man. A brother tell you something that you shouldn't do, and you feel that you're right to do it. The reason why you'll get your mind to get clouded is because you're being carnal. You're not recognizing that the Lord is sending that brother or that individual to you to put you on the right course to achieve salvation or achieve righteousness. You know what I'm saying? We just see it as, oh, this brother is, he think he know what he's talking about, or he's just trying to stop me, or I got this, he don't know everything I know, or you know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing but carnal thoughts. The Lord put the spirit on a brother to come up and tell you things, or to say things, or to move and operate a certain way, especially the men that are over you. So when a brother's like, we're gonna do this day, and you're like, oh, I got this lined up. Sometimes it's really, the Most High wants to work that day, not what day you want to work on, day you want to make things move. Or a brother might tell you that, hey, you need to chill out with doing this, or you need to do lessons on this, or things like that. It's not like, oh, but it just listen. You know what I'm saying? That's why it says, to know them that labor among you and are over you in the Lord, and admonish you, and to esteem them very highly in love for their work's sake, and be at peace among yourselves. So you gotta, be at peace among yourself with the things that are going on. So with the work, if a brother, the wave is moving a certain way, it's either you with the wave or you're not. You can't be, being within GMS and the apostles give out an order and you're gritting your teeth while you're doing it. You got to understand that these things that the Lord put on the apostles and other leaders and captains and elders and lieutenants to do, that is from the Spirit of the Lord. Okay, it says, now we exhort you. All right, exhort means to lift up. Brethren, warn them that are unruly. All right, comfort the feeble-minded, support the weak, be patient toward all men. Now this is toward us, specifically the heads of camps, and other brothers in leadership positions, because it's not all about just barking out orders toward people, because brothers aren't robotic, man. They're not robots. We're in this flesh, so there's things that we have to consider as brothers. You have to warn them that are unruly. So let's look up that word unruly. All right.
Strong's G 813. Autoctos.
It says adactas. Adactas, what basically says the ones that are unruly, the ones that are disorderly, out of ranks, often the soldiers. Hey, like we have our ranking system. You got lieutenants, you got captains. When you got, if you don't understand what we're saying, just go back to the military. The military programs, they're soldiers, they're P1s and they're things like that. Sir, yes, sir, all the time. Why? Because it's showing you what order is. You can't just talk out of rank. So just giving a comment or saying stuff out of turn is disorderly. And just because you may be right, you may have a good point, but you can't be disorderly or out of ranks. Know your position and play your role. It says irregular, inordinate, immoderate, pleasures, deviating from the prescribed order or rule. So if a brother that's a head or a captain or have a rule over you through the Spirit of the Most High, which don't be niggerish and say, well, the Spirit of the Most High, I don't feel the Spirit of the Most High gave him that. The Spirit of the Most High set him up over you. And if you're going to be under those ranks, then you got to follow him. Now you got a decision. If you don't want to follow that person, then you just lead the army. You know what I'm saying? Kick rocks, basically. You may be in the right, you may be in the wrong, but either way, you can't be within the ranks saying, well, he ain't over me because I don't feel the Spirit of the Lord is on him. Look, if the Spirit of the Lord ain't on that person, the Lord will get rid of that person. You see? It's going to work like that. At the end of the day, you keep order. You don't deviate from the prescribed order. So the apostles got their orders, and then it goes on to the heads of the camps, which are either elders or captains. They have their orders. And when they say they're doing it, we're going to do this like this, you just keep the order. Because guess what? It's the Most High putting the Spirit on that person to say, this is how we going to do it. And when you say, no, I think we should do it like this, you're going against the will of the Most High and don't even know it. You know what I'm saying? And just because that person rub you the wrong way or do you something that you don't agree with, don't mean that you break ranks because you think you're right. All right? It's not about us. It's not about what we think is right. It's about what the Most High know is right. You can't say think. No. It says rejoice evermore. Pray without ceasing. All right? Pray without ceasing. Let's look up that word ceasing, just in case. Let's see here.
Strong's G 89. Adialactos.
It says adialactos. It says without intermission, incessantly, without ceasing. All right. It's continuous. Okay? Prayer should be continuous. We need to appreciate things that the Most High give us the ability to do and be cautious of the things that the Most High can take away. You see, it says, in everything give thanks, you see? In everything give thanks, for this is the will of the Most High in Yahushua HaMashiach concerning you. Quench not the spirit, despise not prophesying. You know what I'm saying? You got to get into the prophecies. You got to, if your spirit tells you to do something, and it's really upon the heads or leaders, even as individuals, but you got to go off the spirit. The spirit tell you get up and go left, you get up and go left. You get up and go right, you get up and go right. It's not always a logical reason to do what the Lord tell you to do. To shave half the side or lift up, get cow's dung, or lift up, walk around with cow's dung in your hand. That's not logical. Go on the highways and byways, yell at the top of your lungs to people who not going to get it. And then the Lord said that the people who are going to get it already is going to get it. You know, it's not a logical. That's why it says the foolishness of preaching. But you don't quench the spirit. You could quench the spirit being too logical, being too organized. You know, being too tactical. But that don't mean you be barbaric and you're wild. You study, you do the proper things you're supposed to do. You know, sometimes you can do an impromptu. Sometimes you can build your lesson up. Sometimes you can go into things you already know, or give emphasis, or give parables, things like that. It's not a straight, direct way when dealing with the Spirit of the Lord. Based off how a person looks, that's how you treat them. You know, if a person wears garments, doesn't automatically make them a brother. And just because a person wears regular street clothes doesn't automatically make them a 2/3. That's a problem that the Pharisees and the Sadducees had with the Gentiles. The Gentiles were coming. It was mixed, because you had the ones that the Israelites that were in the know that were niggas, and you had some that were spiritual, because that's the first group that the Lord went to. But then the Lord transitioned and told the disciples, and Peter first, and then Paul became a disciple of the Gentiles, and the rest of the disciples also prophesied to the Gentiles, but it was taboo because they were considered outsiders. They were not considered not of the fold. Okay, and again it says, despise not prophesying. Now we have gifts. We have gifts. Somebody got gifts of teaching. Somebody's got gifts of geopolitics. Somebody's got gifts of economics, news, and things like that. But look, you got to get into these prophecies, man. You got to get into the prophecies. You got to get into the condition of the world. Be occupied in prophecies. Okay? If 1 Thessalonians 5:21 says, prove all things, hold fast that which is good. Okay? And to prove all things, it means you're going and you're digging. You're not just winging things. If you do like an impromptu video, it's something that is still strict to the spirit. It's still intact with that. All right? It says, verse 22, abstain from all appearance of evil. Okay? So let's look up that word appearance real quick.
Strong's G 1491, Eidos.
Okay, it says the external or outward appearance, the figure, shape, form, kind. So you shouldn't appear to be a nigga, even when you're wearing regular street clothes. Your demeanor, the way you carry yourself, your code of ethics. All right? A person should know something different about you by the way you carry yourself, man. By the way you talk. You shouldn't be on the highways at one moment, or in church, like these niggas do. They in church at one moment, then when they get out of church, you don't even know if they even or spiritual or religious, for lack of better words. These niggas would be they'd be in a club or smoking or eating abominable foods, or all up under another man's woman, or stealing, or all this, and they'll go to church on Sundays. Or you have brothers that are among you that'll be on the highways, but then when they get out, they worry about themselves, ready to go do what they want to do, prefer to be around themselves rather than be around the brothers. You know, being an asshole or being stingy, you know, but you're on the highways going ram on the cam, or ram for the cam. You know, we got to be an Israelite 24/7. You know, as we did on the highways, put on your garments, man. Keep your garments on at full time, man. You know, not only your armor, but your garments. You know, it says, "Faithful is he that calleth you, who also will do it." You know, so I wanted to get that, and I wanted to get just to keep intact with the process of it. You know, I wanted to get this one, Ecclesiastes 6:34, and one 8 and 9. I want to make sure. All right. Hey, I can start at 31. I really wanted to start at 32, but I started at 31. It says, "Thou shalt put her." I'm gonna have to at 31. I'm gonna have to go up more because we can't just start from anywhere. All right, so we're gonna start from 23. Really, I'm gonna start from 22. It says, "For wisdom is according to her name, and she is not manifest unto many." It's really the whole chapter. It's like, how it is when you just back up, and end up being the whole chapter. But I had to start somewhere. "Give ear, my son, receive my advice, and refuse not my counsel. And put thy feet in her fetters, and thy neck into her chain." Basically be within the shackles, be bound to the wisdom of the Most High Yahweh Shem Yahushai. And once again, that wisdom is not biblically strictly based off the biblical. Just you read the Bible and that's what it is. That's what it is. But also that the Bible verses or them quotes or the admonishment will come from people, that the Lord put over you or put in that position. You're gonna know who it is. It says recognize it and appreciate them who are over you or them who do the work. You know what I'm saying? You see them out there laboring and studying and doing these lessons, and the brother admonish you, and you get butthurt behind what they're telling you, and you want to make an excuse in your mind to say that brother's wrong or you're right for doing what you're doing, so you can continue doing it. Not knowing, it could be logical, because you're not gonna just tell yourself anything on some nigga shit. Some niggas do, but some things are really logical for why a brother tell you, look, you know what I'm saying, or why you tell yourself, look, I'm right, this brother tripping, But the Lord done sent that brother to tell you, look, go left. It was like, but right always works. Right always works. The Lord tell you right ain't gonna work this time, man. I ain't talking about go left like to be wicked. Let niggas get that misconstrued. I'm just talking about the direction of a path, up or down, So that's what I mean. 45 degrees, 30 degrees, make you feel better, It says, "Bow down thy shoulder and bear her, and be not grieved with their bonds." So you put the weight of this wisdom or instruction of the Most High Yahweh Shem Yahushai as a burden upon you. And it says, "Be not grieved with her bonds. Come unto her with thy whole heart." Not saying, man, I should have got that other one. I should have got that other rock. I should have went this route. Don't be grieved with her bonds, and come unto her with the whole heart, and keep her ways with all thy power. Search and seek, and she shall be made unto thee. And when thou hast got hold of her, let her not go. So you can't just hear the word, listen to lessons. You can't just read. That's not enough. You got to dig. You got to go get it. You got to actually consume it. All right? You got to actually really you have to consume it with intentions. All right? You can't just play a video while you clean up your house. I mean, you could do that, but as long as you have to listen. If you rather play videos of the brothers than listen to music, then that's good. But when you watching videos, you got to watch intensively. You got to hear what they're saying. You can't just watch videos because, I watch brothers. Hear what brothers are saying. Hear why they're saying it. The Lord's speaking. Okay? When I go to the Most High, keep thy foot. The house of the Most High, keep thy foot. It says, "Search and seek, and she shall be made known unto thee. And when thou hast got hold of her, let her not go. For at the last thou shalt find her rest, and that she shall be turned to thy joy. Then shall her fetters be a strong defense for thee, and her chains a robe of glory, right? For there's a golden ornament upon her, and her bands of purple lace. Thou shalt put on her robe of honor, and shall be it's like it shall put her about thee as a crown of joy. My son, if thou wilt, and I repeat again, if thou wilt, thou shalt be taught. And if thou wilt apply thy mind, thou shalt be prudent. If you want to be taught, you will be taught. And if whatever you're taught, if you apply your mind to it, it shall work. It shall be prudent. It shall come out fruitful. You know? Because there's times that your brother be going over a lesson, or you admonish somebody, and they're just like, they're doing the proper caution. Con, I got you, con. Yeah, you're absolutely right. And then 30 minutes later, doing the same shit. Why? Because you're not applying your mind. When somebody says something, or a messenger or angel from the Lord tells you, and you just like, yup, got it. Don't be a nigga. And then you just not even concentrating on it. Just go back to doing what you're doing, and then the nigga slips out. And then you're like, oh, I didn't mean to. Yeah, you didn't mean to, but you still did it because why? You didn't apply your mind. Okay? It says, if thou love to hear, thou shalt receive understanding. And if thou bow thine ear, make your listening submissive to what you're hearing, not to respond back like women do. Listen just to say something. Well, if you say that means, it's like bow down thy ear, listen intensively. Thou shalt be wise. And this is the point I wanted to get. Stand in the multitude of the elders and cleave unto him that is wise. Be willing to hear every godly discourse, and let not the parables of understanding escape thee. You shouldn't be among brothers and be in your own world among brothers, man. Everybody should be flowing together, man. Everybody should be a swimming pool of water, man. You shouldn't be no hot tub in the swimming pool, man. You feel me? Like when I ain't talking about being cold or hot, because you gotta be hot with the spirit. That's of course. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that don't separate your water and be a part of a body of water at the same time and thinking that makes you a part of the fold, man. You're not. You just appear to be. There's a big difference between a hot tub and a swimming pool, man. The water, the cleanliness of the water is different. You could be in that same body of water, but if your part is separate, it could be a fungus growing in that water, and the outside, the separated water won't catch that fungus. That's just an example amongst many other things. If you separate yourself while trying to be around at the same time, you're not gonna flourish, man. It says, if thou seest a man of understanding, get thee betimes unto him, and let thy foot wear out the steps of his door. Let thy mind be upon the ordinance of the Most High. Meditate continually in his commandments. He shall establish thine heart, and give thee wisdom at thy own desire. Because we want to be smarter. We don't want to be the dumb one of anything. We want to be prudent, understandable, but you got to do what it takes to be prudent, and it takes being humble. All right. So this last one, Sirach chapter 8 verse 8, it says, despise not the discourse of the wise, but acquaint thyself with their proverbs. For of them thou shalt learn instruction, and how to serve great men with ease. Miss not the discourse of the elders, for they also have learned of their fathers, and of them thou shalt learn understanding, and to give answer as need required. So the elders, the apostles, the heads, the captains, the lieutenants, like I said, the elders are already, but these men have learned from someone else. If they ain't learned from someone else, they have the experience. Not only do they have the experience, but they have a righteous mind to go along with that. You don't know everything, because if you knew everything, you would know more than that person. So why are you questioning what they tell you? So that's why I wanted to just emphasize about when the brother say, order is important. Being spiritual is important. All these things are important in order to obtain salvation, because the order is the ranking system that the Most High established. You might not agree with it, but if you're spiritual, you would agree with it, because it's not like the Lord's going to come down here and dub everybody and put them in a position, or it's going to come from the person you like. Information comes from the person you like. There's been times that things been said, specifically of one brother, and everybody's like, Khan. But then you go down the line, and a more popular brother speaks on it, and it's like all of a sudden it's a revelation into you. Like, oh, I never knew this. It's like the brother been saying it months ago. It's just that you want to hear it from a certain source. Not saying that certain source is not valuable or wrong. It's just that the Lord gave it to you way earlier. You wasted a whole lot of time for being having respect to persons and being carnal with your understanding. Everything got to be spiritual, man. Everything. Every brother that's in this truth has something to offer as far as information and understanding. Why? Because they're in the truth. The Lord put them here. The Lord put us here. So everybody deserves respect, but you got to know your ranking system. You got to know your order. You got to know that it's common sense that higher ranks are more fluent with the knowledge. It's like going to an expensive department store to get some good clothes. Don't mean that you can't get no good clothing from a Walmart or something like that. They're all clothing stores. They're all stores. All of them are beneficial. So that's why I just wanted to put out there. I can hopefully you brothers were edified, and I just want to give all praise to Yahweh Bashim Yahshai. I want to say Yahweh Bashim Yahshai, Bashim Kakadash Barakatah. I Barakathum to you brothers. Ahab Zaquanium and Muaf Lababal. Shalom.